Now, see, dividend, you know what is this? This is nothing but what the shareholders would always expect. Since shareholders are nothing but the investors in a company, they buy the equity share of a company and they want dividend. In fact, preference shareholders even invest in a company and they want preference dividends. So since this investor is the one who always looks for returns, he looks always some means of investment where he can generate those returns. So when he buys a equity share, definitely company promises the investor, who is nothing but the shareholder, that they would give him the share in profits. And share in profits in the sense, if 100 rupees is the profit company has earned, so 100 rupees entirely will not be given as dividends. That is rarely expected. Some percentage out of that, like 20%, let us say, so 20 rupees would go to the shareholders as dividend, and rest of the 80 rupees what company has would be reinvested, would be retained, and would be put into the retained earnings, and would be reinvested in some projects whereby they can get positive NPV. That is what the company does. Now this particular dividend policy chapter would tell you nothing but what policies the companies would follow when it comes to dividend. Whether they would give 100% dividend, whether they would give some part of profit as dividend, why they would give some part of profit as dividend, what is the reason why they don't give the full money as the entire profit amount as dividend, why are they not apportioning the $100 between the amongst the share, why are they not dividing, or why are they not giving this total 100 rupees as dividends to shareholders, why they are just giving a fraction of that amount, what's the reason, and what, whether shareholders are satisfied with this 20 rupees which they are giving us which they are getting us dividends, or they are not like looking for this entire 100 rupees. So all these questions answers you would get in this chapter. Okay, let's go ahead. See, internal source of finance, so need not say retained earning. Retained earning is nothing but this is the profit what the company retains, it is what they have in their hands, and this they can use it for their their daily routine activities. They could fund their daily routine activities with this retained earnings, correct? And there is no cost even for this except the opportunity cost. So retained earnings they can use as in whatever in whatever way they want. Okay, and this is not going to impact anyways to anyone, because this is the company's own retained earnings. But the question would come, from the shareholders, why are you, suppose company has earned a profit of 100, they retained 80% and they gave 20% as dividend. The shareholders would ask a question, why are you retaining the 80%, why don't you give this to us? So the question to this answer is, Google is a very big technological giant, am I right?
Yeah.
And in the same way, Apple is also one of the technological giants. So Apple, long time back, what they did is, they already they were the reasons why the Sony Walkman was like kind of this product was out of the market. This Apple was the reason for that. See, I don't know whether you know about Walkman or not. In my childhood, when we used to travel in trains, we used to carry this. Like moms used to carry. It was a bigger device, somewhat, but it was a mobile device. Okay, you can check what is a Walkman. So you put a cassette, and that would play 20 or 10 songs, whatever the cassette has the capacity. But Apple came out with iPod, correct? So this iPod completely changed the way, or this iPod showed the way how you can enjoy, like how you can entertain yourself for hours. Okay, because there was a chip which with some capacity, 1 GB or something, and that again got expanded and all, and you could view videos, you could like listen to songs, etc. Then one fine time, what happened in their AGM, the Apple CEO, he announced to shareholders that they are not like willing to give dividends to the shareholders Instead, they want this dividend money, what the shareholders demand, instead of like giving the dividends to the shareholders, they ask the shareholders and they showed like where they want to invest it. They are coming with a technological product whereby entertainment and even the what we say, the interaction, the connectivity between the people like would be easy. Okay, so they are coming with a complete device which would have the entertainment element, the connectivity element, and many things in this. So you are getting an idea. I'm speaking about what? iPhone. And the investors were pretty much satisfied. Why? Because they were very happy, because iPod was also the same. iPod, when the iPod was launched, it kind of was a big hit in the world, and the Apple company shares were all time high. Now iPhone can also be that kind of revolutionary product, and it happened, and the Apple's shares went very high. So shareholders were happy with capital gains rather than dividends. Understood? Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So Apple company retained the money to reinvest in technological product, correct? But not everyone would be liking this. Majority of the shareholders would like this. But some people would say it would have been better if Apple would have given us the dividends, because that would have kept us motivated with the company. It would have been That would have been like some motivation for us to continue with this company. So these kind of investors you see, and these kind of investors who want capital gains you would see. And now this dividend policy is nothing but kind of balancing act by the company, because company knows these shareholders are okay with this and these shareholders want dividends. Okay, some are happy with the capital gains and some want dividends. So now what kind of policy they should prepare so that they can keep these guys and these guys satisfied, or kind of like balance the demand of these people, correct? So now let's see what is going to happen in this. Got a very good picture and idea what I'm speaking about. So retained cash, nothing but what the company has retained. They can use it for a lot of things. They can reinvest it. Okay, and if company raises the funds by issuing additional shares, the EPS can get diluted for the shareholders. But with retained earnings, the EPS dilution would not be there. Do you agree with this or not?
Yes, sir.
And retained earnings have no issue cost. That is understood fact. But shareholders, they won't like it. They are very sensitive because they think it has a loss of dividends and loss of time. They say, why should we invest in this company when they are not paying us dividends? We invested because we wanted dividends. And they even say, if you give us the dividends, we would also invest it. We are losing that income, which you are generating. But company says, why you want to invest? Instead, we are reinvesting and we are getting you that returns, na? So then again, there can be an argument. Who knows your investment would go right or wrong? Then company can also argue, who knows whether your investment can go right or wrong. So what do you want? We are giving you. So why you need always? Why you show the need for this? So company always tries to keep itself up above. Correct. See, this chapter is a funny chapter. It's like debate between the shareholder and it's a bargain between the shareholder and a investor. That's it. Now company says, why don't you enjoy capital gain? Investor says, with capital gain, I need to pay tax. So why should I go for that? Here, what I could have saved with dividends, what you would have paid, okay, you would have paid us dividends and we would have saved that money. But here, what is happening? You are saying we invested $100 and the share has become $1,000. Now, what is the capital gain? $900 per share. But you need to pay taxes also 30%, correct or not? That goes to how much? $270. So that would have been saved by us. So this is also an argument from the shareholder side. Excuse me. Excuse me. So now let us come to the dividend policy. So see, dividend is like what we say. Why the shareholders show a lot of demand for dividends? We have already discussed all these points in brief. Okay. So factors influencing dividend policy can be the when deciding on dividends to pay to shareholders, one of the main considerations. See, why company doesn't want to make the dividend